grew up in Washington State. Everybody smoked pot. My mailman, my neighbors, my principal. I've never been outraged by cannabis. I smoked it too. I mean, briefly, maybe once or twice. So long before presidents were comfortable, I was. I understand in America, this is what gray hair gives you. This is what the gray has given me. People are going to bet on sports, smoke pot, have sex, and drink. You're completely naive if you think you can govern it. It's the way it works in America. We like our liberties and our freedoms. Authoritarian politicians don't work. And the election wasn't rigged. Shohei Ohtani's in some trouble, and I am not denying it is a mess for the Dodgers and Major League Baseball. He's a rocket ship for the Dodgers. The story is money came out of his bank account, 4.5 large million. First, it was from his interpreter. He gave it to his interpreter. That's what I heard from his spokesperson. And then it was like, no, he was ripped off from his interpreter. It sounds a little shady and like a cover-up. Probably is. But as long as he didn't bet on Major League Baseball and simply bet on other things at a, quote, illegal bookmaker in Southern California, why am I not outraged? Because I have gray hair and I've lived a life. There are thousands of illegal bookmakers in California. You can't bet legally in most parts because of politicians and red tape. Shocker, politicians get in the way of fun again. Be it sex, smoking a joint, drinking. There are dry counties in Kentucky. They make bourbon there. I always get a laugh out of that. This is built for conspiracy theories. My guess is 2 young kids, Ohtani and his interpreter, are best friends. It's baseball. There's a lot of downtime, and they got a lot of money, and they bet. I know. It's probably a cover-up. You ever heard of Who's on First? This is who bet first. I don't know what happened. But I'm not as outraged as I probably should be as long as Ohtani did not bet on Major League Baseball. Now, let me clarify some things. In the NFL, you can't bet on NFL games or at a team facility. Otherwise, as an NFL player, you can bet on anything else. In Major League Baseball, you can't bet on a baseball game or with an illegal bookie. You can bet on everything else. This was a, quote, illegal bookie, and they're all over Southern California. I'm not outraged by them either. Rumor has it I once used one. Once. I guess I'm not as outraged by things as I should be. I'm disgusted when people cheat on their husbands or wives. I think less of you. It's not illegal. I think lobbying in Washington, D.C. is outrageous. I looked it up this morning. This is a legal job in America. A lobbyist seeking to influence a politician or public official on an issue. Sounds like a bribe to me. It's how our government works. Sports gambling was formerly illegal. Sure it was. Not in Nevada, maybe Atlantic City, or your local bookie. It was illegal. Now 56% of Americans can legally bet in their states. It'll be 76 in no time. It is now an investment opportunity by sports owners and lawmakers. It pays for schools and funds in your district. Ohtani and his friend bet, I'm guessing, on some sports, hopefully not baseball. Then it's a different opinion. You're allowed to have that as a sportscaster. But I grew up in a state with pot everywhere, and then I got a job at a college in Vegas. You're not going to make me outraged by the stuff you're outraged by. I'm outraged by lobbyists. I'm outraged by infidelity. Not by going 7 miles an hour over the speed limit or having a buddy Tony over at the track who lays down a 20 for you. I'm sorry. It's a mess. I'm not denying it. It's bad for baseball, and it's a bad look for Ohtani. But if he did not bet on baseball, our political media wants me to be outraged by everything Trump says. He says something idiotic every other day. You want me to be outraged because the media leans left. It's leaned left my entire life. I bake that into my opinions. I read it knowing they lean left. Everybody's outraged all the time, and I know I'm supposed to be outraged today if Ohtani didn't bet on baseball. It's a bad look. It's a PR mess. It's kind of ugly. I don't think less of Ohtani or the Dodgers or baseball. People do a lot of things you don't know about. That's why we need a CIA and an FBI and governing bodies on Wall Street, even radio and TV, FCC. I get it. Go ahead, scream at me, yell at me. I may, just to bother you, go home, smoke a joint, and bet on a sports game illegally tonight, just to tick you off. But I'm tired of people trying to make me outraged. I'm sorry, I'm happy with my wife, my kids, my job. This is ugly. It's PR messy. I get it completely. Crossing my fingers he didn't bet baseball. I don't think he did. I think it's young guys with time and money and friends, and they got nothing but time on their hands, and illegal bookies are on every corner in this town, along with cannabis stores. I'll wait for more information, and then maybe I'll be as outraged as many of you are today. All right, time for another edition of Colin is completely honest about the Boston Celtics, and people get mad at him. Last night they beat the Bucks. No Giannis, almost gagged away a 21-point lead. Here's the thing about the Celtics. I'm going to give you data. This is simply data, and you go ahead and get mad at me. Jason Tatum this season is shooting 32% in the clutch. That's not good. He is also a much better player in the first half of games than the second half of games. Here's another number. In terms of isolation per game this season, Denver, the world champions, don't do it much. The Celtics are top 4 in the league. Denver, and that's all that really matters with Boston because the Eastern Conference is so weak, Denver does not have a young coach who was outcoached in the playoffs last year. My eyes tell me the Celtics in clutch time often, although not every single game, get a little tight and a little into isolation, and again, they did it last night. Again, it doesn't matter in the East. Boston's going to fly through it. The top 10 teams in the West right now are all above 500. The Lakers are 9th. They're a good team. The Warriors are 10th. I watched them blow out Memphis last night. They're a good team. And I can like a team a lot, the Washington Huskies this year. I thought they'd beat Texas. I didn't think they had a chance against Michigan, and they lost 34-13. I think Boston's a very good team like my Huskies, but they don't match up with Denver. Denver has the best closer, in my opinion, in basketball, Jokic. That's the guy I want with a ball with a minute left. Jamal Murray's clutch stats are among the best in the league. They're 2-0 against the Celtics, top 5 in the NBA in fourth quarter differential, and Boston, like last night, can be messy, tight, and iso ball late. But it won't matter until the finals because Boston's really good. Really, really good. But I do have a right to follow the data. Remember when everybody was telling us follow the science, and then many people saying follow the science wouldn't follow the science? Well, I'm following the data. And what I watch for the Celtics in the fourth is what I see too often. Although they won at home, it's what they do. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.